Her fault. Backgrid exposed Meg received $500,000 for Lili's Facebook as Harry sues them over privacy violation. Prince Harry's issues with the British tabloid media have extended to the US as photographs of his 2-year-old daughter Lilibet were published this month without having her face blurred for privacy. This was despite a request for the news organization to do so, a new episode of Newsweek's The Royal Report has learned. Lilibet was photographed with their parents, Harry and Meghan Markle, and brother Prince Archie, while watching a July 4th parade in their hometown of Montecito. The event marked a rare public appearance for Lilibet, and the family watched the event in a private capacity from the sidewalk of a public road. Within hours of the parade, photographs of the princess and Harry's arms were published by the New York Post and Page 6. In the UK, the photographs were also published by the Mail Online. However, a key difference between the transatlantic coverage was that the UK stories blurred the young princess' face, whereas the New York Post and Page 6 coverage left the royal unedited. This speaks to a major and very interesting difference in media culture and media law in Britain and America, Newsweek's chief royal correspondent Jack Royston told listeners of the Royal Report. But, really, it also speaks to a real kind of childhood wound for Harry, which is he hates paparazzi photographs of him, and particularly his children, owing to Princess Diana's experience being hounded by the paparazzi and him too. Though it's not clear whether the photographs of the princess and her family were taken by a paparazzi photographer or maybe a member of the public, the images were sold to the tabloids through the paparazzi photo agency Backgrid. Harry has come into the conflict with both Backgrid and Rupert Murdoch's media titles in recent months. In February, the prince and Meghan were pursued by photographers through New York following an event that was described by their team as a near-catastrophic car chase. The couple's legal team requested that the resulting images be handed over to them, many of which were taken by a Backgrid photographer. To this, the US-based photo agency issued a damning public statement saying that Harry's English rules of royal prerogative to demand that the citizenry hand over their property to the crown were rejected by this country long ago, and that they stand by their founding fathers. In Britain, Harry is suing Murdoch's news group newspapers over allegations of historic phone hacking and other forms of illegal information gathering used to inform stories about his private life dating back to the 1990s. The publisher has denied a number of the royals' claims. Murdoch's U.S. outlets and Backgrid, both being linked to the publication of uncensored photographs of his daughter, will prove another irritant in Harry's quest to hold the media to account for invading his and his family's privacy. My information here is that these photos were taken without Harry and Lilibet's consent, Royston said on the Royal Report, going on to add that steps had been taken to request the news outlets edit their images to protect the princess. In fact, as I understand it, they actually asked the Post to blur Lilibet's face, and got no response. Of the difference between the US and the UK laws which applied to publishers and the reason that Lilibet's face was blurred in the UK coverage, Royston noted, the key distinction here is that in Britain, even if you're in a public place, there is still potentially a right to privacy if you're going about your private life. That's the kind of subtle and complicated distinction because obviously the basic position is anything that is in the public domain already is public, not private, and public places are the public domain. But in Britain, under European privacy laws which were introduced in 1998 as the Human Rights Act, if you were going about your private life, even if you were in public, you still have a right to privacy. Now in America, that law simply does not exist.